Good evening, my friends. This is Garrett J. White, the Master Coach Mentor. And for those on the visual with us tonight, excited to have you with us. For those who are participating just via audio, we're excited to have you with us. For those listening to this in a recorded format, we're excited to have you with us. And tonight we are going to get down and dirty. We're going to cover a whole bunch of relevant information necessary for your success here in Team Pay to Play and its connection and partnership with Solevay. I like to say it that way, kind of rhymes. Team Pay to Play and Solevay. Guys, let me give you a little vision of where we're going to go here with some of the training tonight. I'm going to go through some housekeeping things as we get started off the gate here. I'm going to cover a couple details about websites and domains and some of the confusion that's gone on there. I'm going to talk about customer support, and we're going to deal with some of the customer support that's available, both support from Solevay as well as the new support line that is up and available for Team Paid to Play. Those are our little initials we got going on there. So we're going to talk about domains, we're going to talk about customer support and Solevay and Team Pay to Play. We're then going to move into some of the content for tonight, and that content itself is going to be spread across a couple things. What are the games that's going on with Solevay and how can you participate and play? What are the requirements to win? Both to get to Bellevue for the launch that's happening on the 21st, get your airfare and hotel covered to get there, and then also what are the games to get you to Hawaii. That's right, Maui with us coming into the beginning of 2013. We're going to take that also to some of our strategy in how are we going about being strategic in our marketing and our sales and our enrollment process. We continue to build our team. That strategy itself is also going to lead us ultimately into some marketing conversation tonight. We're going to talk about Facebook marketing, and we're going to discuss the two levels necessary in the system that you'll find at teampaytoplaytools.com. That is step number one, which is build my list or my potential engagement, the people to talk to, discuss with, connect with. And then also the second piece of this, which is the engagement process. How do I actually go about engaging? And then the question a lot of you have been saying, which is okay, Garrett, I'm tapping into my warm market, and I may have tapped the final piece of it. How do I start reaching out into the cold marketplace and start warming people up and then bring them into the game? So we're going to do that. It's kind of our direction of where we're going tonight. We got a lot of pieces. We got a lot of people to come in and training and assisting us to get started. But what I want to start off with before we get going is a real simple principle called positive focus. But we're going to do positive focus through what I call student spotlight. But I'd love to share the successes of what's going on in the organization. We're going to do that 4 times tonight. We're going to afford them guests. We're going to have our first male representative as our guest here on the Team Pay to Play call, which is going to be Adam Spiel. We're going to be having Adam share. We're going to have Ann Webb share. We're going to have Caroline Stein share. We're going to have Rachel Flowers share, all 4 of them sharing a different aspect of how they're being successful. Now, our first 2, let's come and we're going to discuss a couple of the domains, and then I'm going to go into the games, and then I'm going to have them to introduce, because these 2 are 2 of the individuals on our team who are currently competing for top 25 in the company, and right up there with me and some of the others that are really going fast and furious. We want to acknowledge them for their efforts and what they've been able to create today. I know Adam was on a teleseminar, enrolled 13 new people today. And Ann has been doing some serious promoting and momentum moving with her team and some great success there. So we're going to bring them in, have them share their strategies here in just a second. And again, when they do that, that's what we're calling positive focus. But before we do that, let's move into some domains that you need to know. There's been a lot of confusion on some of the Solevay domains, and mostly because people have been typing in www. Don't worry, I made that same mistake. If you type in www before you type in that domain, it's going to give you an error message. So you can do one or 2 things. Number one, you can come right up there to that browser window that's up there on your search engine, whether you use Internet Explorer, whatever it is. You got that little box where you get to type in your address, and you can simply type in one of 2 domains. You can type in the lane, no spaces, no www, thelane.solevay.com. Okay, you could just type that in. No www, no https, //, nothing. You could just type in thelane.solevay.com. You could do the same thing for the second domain that deals with Solevay right now, which is what? myweb.solevay.com. And I'm going to take us into both those domains today, and we're going to peel the covers back a little bit and look at what's going on behind those so that you can be successful with both of those sites. This one is our enrollment link for those who are coming new into the lane and for those who are looking to send invitations from their lane to people who they've enrolled in the lane who are ready to come into the game. myweb.solivay.com, this domain itself is different. This one is actually where our community is. And this is where you'll do the official enrollment, where you'll actually pay for Solivay service, get your activation fee, your SIM card, your new phone, etc., anything. And again, there's some changes, some cool things that corporate's done to give you some benefits and some benefit of the doubt, crediting you a couple $100 back into your account for taking action by the 10th of September, and also some changes to that. But let's get those out of the way first. Those are two domains, thelane.solivay.com and myweb.solivay.com. Both are two domains you'll need to know for Solivay. There's a third Solivay website, and this one you can do www if you want, www.solivay.com. Okay, now you're going to find it solivay.com and myweb.solivay.com. You're going to find two things, a bunch of answers to comp plan, phone service, membership requirements, restrictions, etc. There's an entire community once you are officially in the system and you've paid for your phone, and that is a big focus, my friends. If you're on this training right now with Team Paid to Play and you are not currently in the game, it is time to get your little hiney in the game, and that means that you need to reach out to the person who invited you, and we'll give some restrictions on that, how you won't even need to wait for that here in the next couple of days, and make sure they sent you the invite so that you can get in the game, or if you don't want to wait for that invite, you can reach out to them and they can sign you up directly through their system and get you in. This is crucial to make sure that you are signed up in the game, because only those who are actually signed up in the Paid to Play, Team Paid to Play / Solivay game are going to get all the bonuses, right? So that $10,000 in product bonuses that I'm offering up, as well as the $2,000 movement marketer training and a special bonus that I'm not going to announce that's going to give you guys some ridiculously awesome support and training that will come to all those who are actually in the game. We'll make that announcement after the 10th. That'll be just for people in the game. So we're going to be doing some cross-checking, etc. Those bonuses will be released to people who are actually in the game, not just people who are in the lane. So if that's you, you need to get your little hiney out of the lane and get yourself into the game and make sure that you are paid and up on the service. Now let's look at a couple other domains, because there's been some confusion with the Paid to Play, Team Paid to Play domain. So let's go here at Team Paid to Play. Okay, so let's look at a couple of those. Domain number one, again, these are all www. So we'll just put that here, is Paid to Play Revolution.com. Paid to Play Revolution.com. Now what's going on here is you've got the 4 videos that take people through the conversion process, and Adam Spiel, we're going to hear from in a second, has built an entire paid traffic strategy using pay-per-click Facebook that's actually leveraging these 4 videos and an opt-in page that he's put on the front end of this, and he's getting some serious application conversions through this campaign. So trust me, this campaign is exactly what I used also, and what Anna's using, and our top producers on the team right now are leveraging this 4-part system. If for some reason you have not watched these videos and you didn't for some reason see them before you came in, you need to go watch all 4 of those videos. The total combined, I believe, between all of them, right around 90 minutes between all 4. Again, these 4 videos will set up the entire cause and the campaign conversion, and will help you a ton when it comes to helping people see the vision of what we're doing in Team Paid to Play and what we're doing with Solivay and why they should get involved. Second domain that you get to look at is that once somebody has gone through that process at Paid to Play Revolution.com, the next place that you're going to send them is join Team Paid to Play.com. Now, what you're going to find here are 3 things, okay? The thing number 1 is we'll call this A, is a reminder to get in the lane and in the game with Solivay, okay? So it's a reminder for Solivay. That's the first step. Second step is a bonus, and that is Movement Marketers. Okay, and what's going on with Movement Marketers is a program by Adam Spiel and I. You'll hear from him here in a second. This is a company that we run together, a marketing training firm that teaches people on modern marketing all around the world how to be successful online and offline. And we're giving you guys that as a bonus. And again, this is a $3 investment. You don't have to participate in Movement Marketers to be part of Team Paid to Play. Being part of Team Paid to Play means that you have engaged in our team and in our network with Solivay. But we are offering as a bonus, this 3.5 months of live training, This is both a benefit to those who are currently in the game with us and going to be a benefit through the end of launch happening here in September. Once we hit launch, that program itself will no longer be made available at $3. It will go back to the $2,000 value that the program is, and we will continue, Adam and I, to market that program around the world. So, again, if you'd like to be part of that training now, an exclusive offer to Team Pay to Play members only. And, yes, we will be scrubbing this against those who are actually signed up in Solivay and linked to our team on Team Pay to Play. And if there are people who happen to slip through the cracks, you will be dropped. But if you are, as long as you're in the game with us, that's an incentive, again, to make sure you are in the game, because all this training and extra bonus that comes with it means that you are invested in our team, and our team is invested in you, and Solivay is invested in all of us, and we're investing in them, okay? C is a questionnaire. Now, the interesting thing is I've got about 100 of these questionnaires completed. That means that we are short a couple hundred of these questionnaires so far and going to be pushing probably 500 of these. Yeah, why am I having you fill out this questionnaire? This questionnaire itself is going to take you about 10 minutes. Here's why. This is the tool that I will use to set you up in the membership site that we'll be launching next week for Team Pay to Play. This is where you'll access archives, recordings of the trainings, bonus trainings on marketing and sales, insights, interviews with top producers on our team, and keys to success, 5-minute keys to success they're creating. So we're going to access a Get Pumped, Get Motivated weekly wake-up call that we're going to be doing every single week to kind of get you guys in, just help keep that fire alive. All those details are going to no longer be outside of the membership site come next week. If you've not filled out the questionnaire, you're not going to get updates from me. And Team Pay to Play, you're also not going to get access to the archive. So, again, if you, for some reason, have not completed the questionnaire yourself or your team has not, you need to go to jointeampaytoplay.com tonight and make sure that you get that handled. Okay, so there's 2 domains with Pay to Play. Let's go to another one, which is a training tool, and this is found at www.teampaytoplaytools.com. Okay, teampaytoplaytools.com. Now, what you've got going on here are 7 videos, okay, and these 7 videos, we'll just put them like this, 2, 3, and you get the point. Excuse me. These 7 videos are going to take you through the 7-step process tonight in our marketing training. We're going to be focusing on step number 1 and step number 2, as well as step number 3, which is build your list. And then second is to engage your list. And third is to follow up with your list. Now, there are 4 other training videos that you will find there at teampaytoplaytools.com. This is the process of production that we're training here to everyone who's part of the team. This is not just some theory. This is how I do it, how Adam does it, how Ann does it, how all of those you're going to hear from tonight who are having success in the game with us so far, it's how we're doing it. Now, we may have altered versions of this, and that's okay. You can customize any piece that you want. But we're going to talk through how that campaign works. So, again, if you have not gone through the content at teampaytoplaytools.com, you need to go there. So let's do a little review, and then we're going to jump into our student spotlights for the week and then jump into our marketing training. So first off, let's come back to Solivay. Here are the domains you need to know for Solivay. thelane.solivay.com. This is the Lane invitation device. Second, and this is also where you will enroll yourself to begin with. Second is myweb.solivay.com. This is the community site. It's where you'll pay for service. It's where you'll get your pay card and set yourself up in the social graph part of Solivay. And then www.solivay.com is where you'll find the corporate site, which will be fully integrated and upgraded by the time we hit September 21st. That now has a lot of very relevant information on it. Again, those 3 domains for the lane.solivay.com and myweb.solivay.com, you will not put a www. If you do, you will be getting an error message, and that would be a user error on your side. Team Pay to Play's got 3 domains we need to know about. paytoplayrevolution.com. This is our sales conversion video series. This is where you'll be driving people in step 1 or step 2 and 3 of our 7-step system we're teaching you here at Team Pay to Play. And second, join teampaytoplay.com when people are ready to get in the game and ready to make that happen. And that is a huge push we have going on this week with the special the corporate's offering. Again, you'll run 3 things on that page. They'll remind you to get enrolled with Solivay. Second, we'll give you an opportunity to participate in a non-required but an optional training live with myself and Adam Spill for 3 months in Movement Marketers, and then C for $3, and then questionnaire to complete, as that will give you access to the bonuses At the same time, it will also give you access to the member site. Last domain that we're doing with Pay to Play, teampaytoplaytools.com. Again, there is a 7-step video training process of how to go about engaging in this game. We're going to take 3 of those steps deeper for tonight. So if for any reason you are not familiar with any of those domains, none of them, I'm surprised how you got here, but if you are unfamiliar with many of them, go back, become familiar with them, because we're going to be referencing them all the time here as a team as we continue to build. So I'm going to interrupt this introduction of boring housekeeping issues, which are very relevant and necessary. And we're going to actually start off our conversation tonight, and I'm going to first bring in Adam Spiel, and I'm going to give him 3 to 5 minutes to kind of talk through some of what his strategy has been. And again, one of the keys that I would have you look at when I bring in producers, people who are crushing, Adam right now is actually sitting right around 130th in the whole organization in production, which is not bad because most people leading him started the game about 2 months, 3 months before he did. He officially came in the game about 6 weeks ago. And I'm going to have Adam share what he's doing in the way that he thinks, in his mindset. We're going to have him talk a little bit about the mechanics of what he's been doing. And then on that mechanical side, what are some of the things that he has been doing with marketing and building his movement with his team? Okay, so his mindset, the mechanics, some of the tools he's using, some of the strategies he's using, and then what are some of the things that he's doing with marketing? Because yes, we are direct marketers, we're network marketers, we're multi-level marketers, we're affiliate marketers, we're online marketers. We are marketers, period. We are marketers who are making money by making a difference. That is what we do, right? I'm going to be harping on this later today. But let me bring Adam into our conversation. Adam, let me make sure I got you. You there, buddy? You on with us?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
I got you, brother. If you guys want to find out more about Adam and get a feel for what he's up to, because he was up to some big stuff before he came to join our team. I've had a chance to be with him, coach with him, coach him, mentor him for a while. He's had a chance to coach and mentor me, and now we're business partners in Movement Marketers Academy. You can check him out at adamspiel.com. adamspiel.com. That's his new site. Check out his book, Drive It Like You Own It. Fantastic book. So, again, maybe the rest there. But, Adam, why don't you take us off? I'm going to kind of hand the call over to you for 3-5 minutes or so, and take us through what you've seen here in your success with your team. You've got one of the larger teams that are converting fast into the game, not just in the lane. And maybe walk us through any version of that mindset, mechanics, and marketing.
So I guess the first thing in terms of mindset is that, like, I work really well when there is, competition and bonuses and everything. So this whole leaderboard and getting in, for the launch and pushing for Hawaii really works well for me and motivates me. And actually, I just barely checked the standings, and now I'm 98th in the company. So moved up, probably 30 or 40 spots here recently. But in terms of the mindset of getting my team in, like, really, we talked about it earlier today on our team call, and it's just been a lot of follow-up. It's been a lot of on the phone with people and spending time with people. And tell them, hey, we got to get this going right now. And I think the promotion going on right now until September 10th has been huge. That we've been able to use that, and my team has been able to use that. And got to give a shout out to the people on my team who are on the call who have just been doing phenomenal, building and getting people in their teams going. So they've been really instrumental in this. I mean, it's a team effort together, but building for September 10th with the free activation and the free second month has been huge for us to be able to offer people who are maybe on the fence or just kind of like, oh, I'll take care of it later on. We can say, hey, we got to take care of this now, and it'll save you $100 to do it today. So that's been really good. But yeah, it's just been a lot of phone time and following up and helping them follow up, and then empowering them with the tools that we have on Team Pay to Play, going back through the videos. I mean, it's just doing the basics of building your list and then sending out the videos to people at paytoplayrevolution.com, and then following up with them afterwards. I had some great conversations with some really high-level marketers this morning, actually one in particular. And he went through all the videos, and he said, man, I really like how you guys have done this. This looks really good. And he's going to be coming and playing with us with what we're doing. So they are some amazing tools that you guys have. Use them because they're great. The other thing that we've been using is the 6-minute corporate video, just as an intro to send out to people. In terms of some of the mechanics and the marketing, Garrett mentioned we're doing some Facebook ads right now. that we're targeting on Facebook, and we've set up just a simple landing page with just a headline and then put in their name, email, and phone number to find out to qualify to become an apprentice with us or a partner with us. And then they go through the 4 videos and then they fill out an application. And after they fill out that application, my team's been following up with phone calls to them right away. We had 2 applications within an hour yesterday from Facebook ads, and Danny on my team, he was able to close both of them. So that's a pretty good conversion rate. We've been working on some scripts and things like that for people. Some of the other marketing that we're doing, we're starting to post on Craigslist and have people coming in from Craigslist. And then Garrett mentioned that I was on a teleseminar call today earlier, just talking about movement marketers, and got 15 people enrolled into that game with us, and I'm going to be doing calls. Got them scheduled to do calls with me basically all day tomorrow. I'll be working, getting on the phone with them and getting them enrolled in the game. So we're rocking it. We're just rolling. I mean, this is a big focus and a big push right now before the September 10th, and pushing to get in the top 25 of the whole company. So it's a lot of fun.
I love it. That's good. Let me do one thing. I know sometimes we get a lot of new people in our tribe here at Team Pay to Play. Individuals who may be very brand new to marketing. This may be the first real hope they've seen in building a business and being able to work from home, being a mobile entrepreneur, something you and I have been able to experience for a number of years for a number of different companies that we built. What suggestions would you give to the newbies who maybe have no idea even what a PPC ad is on Facebook? What emotional suggestion and maybe one tip would you offer the group as a whole about what to do first? Just kind of maybe a way to think or feel, or what suggestions would you give to them, those who are just getting started in the game with us, new to marketing, new to sales, new to building a business?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of if someone is getting new started, I can tell them what I'm telling my team, which some of them are just getting started as well, which is to follow the 7-step process that we've got here that breaks it down really to its simplest form, where you can start building your own list, and marketing is really just talking to people. And so right now you can just talk to people and share with them, tell them how you get $49 in limit on your phone. And we have some of our team members that are new that have been posting on Facebook, posting pictures of their new SIM card or their new the envelope that they get from Solivay with their enrollment, or their new phone that they get from Solivay. They can post that on Facebook and really just start a discussion with other people in your immediate network, that you can share with them what you're doing, and start working with your warm market, with your list, and getting them involved and enrolled in the vision with what we're building and how we're helping people out with it. So that would be the biggest thing that I would say to start with. And then we do have some ad copy and some things that we're posting on Craigslist and things like that. And I'm not sure, Garrett, but maybe we can have a spot where we can share kind of some stuff that's working for us, and then give some everyone else on the team, they can be able to just copy and paste that and be able to use that for their own stuff as well, just to help out the whole team. So
I think it'd be fantastic. As we launch out the new members area next week, this would be a great place for us to throw that conversation and share. And super generous of you, bro, to be willing to share what you guys are doing. So thanks tons for sharing here at the beginning of our call tonight. So one of the things we're seeing, I want you to see this, is that there is an abundance of the way that we train. And guys, I want you to get that here on our team. A lot of the reasons why direct sales and network marketing has failed for most people is A, it was never treated like a real business. B, people were never given the core skills to be successful: personal certainty, personal power, marketing prowess, and the ability to sell, influence, and lead. That's what we're doing here in Team Pay to Play. Another reason is, though, is because the prevalence a prevalent energy around people who don't have personal certainty, who don't know how to market and don't know how to sell, is there's a propensity to scarcity, and that scarcity is caused by fear, and so people tend to constrict what they're doing and they won't share. You're going to find out really quickly here at Team Pay to Play, we are very, very, when you know how to market and you know how to sell and you know how to manage your emotions, there isn't scarcity in sharing what's working for you because you live in a place of abundance in which you wish that everyone succeeds. And legitimately, I want nothing more than our entire organization to be a shining example to Solvay and to the entire direct sales industry of what it is to be transformational trainers, leaders, speakers, etc., but that we all get paid. And the way that we do that is that we build this collaborative, creative game in business. And this is what's worked for me and all the other businesses I've built. And that's what we're bringing here at the same time. So, again, no scarcity. That is not the game we're going to live from. We're not going to constrict and hide it. And so I'm going to bring some of the best tips and tricks and things that are working for people. And we're going to share them with the group. And I'm going to show you how to do them, swipe and deploy, how to do it, and to move forward. Perfect. Okay, I'm going to go into a couple other things, and then I'm going to come to Ann. And I'm actually going to switch my screen real quick, and I'm going to pull us over to a couple technical tools and do a little shake up here for a second. Let me make sure I've got the right page here real quick. All right, and we are good. Okay, so I'm toggling between my MacBook Pro, my iMac, and my PC tablet. I know it's complete cussing for me to even say the word PC, but you got what I'm talking about. So let me walk through what these domains look like real quick, okay? Here at teampaytoplaytools.com. This is what Adam was talking about. Okay, now what you're going to find here at the bottom of this tool page is also where I'm going to post the recordings just for the rest of this week, right? So down below, you're going to see a couple things. You got the launch party contest. You see that link right down there. If you click on that launch party contest, it's going to pull up a video that will give you a 2-minute version of how you qualify to go to launch with us. It's not everybody comes to launch in Bellevue in 3 weeks. And yes, there is a shot. You understand? I want you to understand this. There is a shot for every single one of you based on the rules of the game and the way they've changed to make it to Bellevue with us and hang out and party with us for a few days with CeeLo Green and hang out at the launch. Now, I'm telling you, what happens in these places is complete conversion. So if your person is wanting to be converted completely, fully, wholly, because you can't build a business you're not converted to. And I get a lot of you in the initial stages of conversion, you're believers, and you want to become knowers, and I'm telling you, the process of building to get to the party, as well as once going to the party, your airfare and hotel and the rest of that covered for you when you go there here in 3 weeks, guess what? You're going to be converted, and you're going to become one of the preeminent leaders here in Team Pay to Play, and that is going to reap rewards and benefits to you across the board. Reach the Beach is also a challenge that's going through till October 31st. You'll see a link there, again, that turned red. You'll click on that. Little short video will tell you about how you can qualify for you and a spouse or partner to go to Maui with us in January as a reward from Solvay for hitting certain levels of production. And then you'll notice down below here what we have is team training August 21st and team training August 28th. And down below that tonight, we'll be loading up the training from today's training, which will be September 4th. Now, all of that training on that page come next week when we go to a members area, which is being built for us right now. That membership site itself will hold all that training, so it won't be up here on the tools, but I just want to make you aware of where that's at right now. Now, if you see these 7 steps, step 1, 2, 3, we're going to come back to step 1 and 2 and 3 here in a moment as we do marketing training after Ann shares. But I want you to see, guys, follow the process. I am not, and nor are the council of coaches who are assisting in the transformational leadership of this tribe, this team of pay-to-play experts, marketers who are making money and making a difference, transformational leaders, all of us. We are all part of this game, and we are not new to marketing, and we're not new to sales. So trust the process. I have no problem with what I call skillful doubt. If anything, you must be armed with skillful doubt in your life. Skillful doubt is not blatant rejection. Skillful doubt allows you the openness to try things on, consider the possibility, prove it in your own life, and if you need to make adjustments to it or throw it away, then you go from there. I'm not saying you have to use the system, but for those who are just getting started, if you don't try on the system first, and you come to myself or one of the leaders in the team, and you say, Garrett, I can't get this, or Adam, I can't get this, Anna, I can't get this, and you haven't come here to use this process, and you haven't built your list, and you haven't engaged your list using some of the strategies we're going to talk about tonight, and you haven't followed up with that list, no one's going to feel sorry for you, okay, because you got it right in front of you. But I get it. I get it, because even in the Old Testament, we see the story of Moses, and the fire serpents come down, and they bite the people. right? And Moses is freaking out because he's looking at his people, and he's like, oh, my goodness, my people are dying right in front of him with these poisonous bites, right? The venom in their veins, whatever it was, again, it wasn't there, so I'm just going off the interpretation what I can from the Bible. And that's based on he's trying to figure out how do I help the people, and he gets this inspiration inside. God speaks to him and says, listen, I want you to put this serpent on a stick, which ultimately became the symbol of the medical community, right? All medicine has this snake sitting around this staff, right? And that's a symbol for health. Well, Moses holds his staff up and he says, listen, God says, listen, here's the deal. Just tell the people to look and they'll live. Look and live. Look, very simple instructions. Look and live. And here's the craziest part of it that follows, which is because of the ease of the way, the people perished. Because of ease of the way, the people perished. See, it's hard to do what's easy. This is what's so crazy. And a friend of mine says that oftentimes doing what's right feels so wrong because you've lived in doing what's wrong for so long. Try on the system. You're going to continue to see that every person who produces big results in this team is somebody who plugged into the system, skillfully doubted, customized, and created the version that worked for them. Try it on. Okay, let's look at another domain. This is the campaign that Adam's talking about. There's going to be some changes to this a little bit coming over the next week. We're going to have a single video. So there's going to be two versions of this. You can have a 4-step video series as well as a 1-step. Now, if you look here on this page, what you've got is 4 different videos. Step 1, the vision. This is a short video with me introducing the conversation of Team Pay to Play and Solvay. Step 2 is the game. This is going to be me introducing Ryan Wirtz, who talks about the big vision of Solvay. And then step 3, the money, which is me introducing Stacy Wallace, one of our upline trainers, and one of the number one producer in the company right now. Stacy teaching the comp plan. And then step 4 is the next step, which is when I'm telling them to go hook up with you. Now, at the end of this, you'll notice what we have are the audio files. So if people are having a hard time getting focused watching it, then get them to download the audios. Tell them to listen to them while they're at the gym. Tell them to get into the conversation. See, part of the reason why selling is so hard for most people is because their marketing sucks. What I mean by that is they try to take people from 0 to 100 in the first 5 seconds. These videos are a campaign strategically placed and are being proven to work on cold traffic. These aren't even warm people that we know. They're brand new people, which means your relationships are going to work even better with this content. My warm relationships work even better with this. Obviously, I'm on there, right? It's my face. I get it. But nonetheless, whether I was using this campaign with somebody else's face or not, the campaign's working. Use it. Again, look at the staff and live. Or do it your way and die. It's not that I'm saying you can't create ways that are creative to do it your way, and tonight I'm going to show you some, but please do yourself, do your family a favor, and don't be broke in this game. And I'm telling you right now, the only reason you're going to be broke in this game is if you don't follow some of the processes we are proving for you, and at the same time, you quit before you get to success. Those are 2 big reasons. You don't follow the process, and at the same time, you don't play all in. And when it gets hard, you quit. And we can see in some of the forums, some of the amazing support that's coming. It's not a problem to want to quit. We're going to be talking about that tonight, too. Here's the second system then, okay? Now let's look at a couple others so that you can see what these look like. Okay, the lane, you'll see right here. Okay, it's got a cool little video. That video down below, when you go, if you notice, look at the top, how I set on the domain. See that right up there? Where it's highlighted blue, top left corner, https://thelane.solvay.com. If you go there, okay, again, it's going to pull up this page. You'll click login, or you can watch this video. This short video is Ryan Wirtz, CEO and founder, our leader, commander-in-chief, the guy who is getting it done for us in Bellevue. Okay, live important in 18, 20-hour days every day, has been for 6 months. I mean, trust me, the man is working harder than hard for us. And in that place, and I say for us because he controls the platform, the product, and the pay structure, the process. He is a valuable piece to what we are building. Now, if you watch that video, it's going to give you some of the benefits of that program as far as what's available. And you know what? I'm going to toggle over. Actually, you know what? I'll just explain it one more time. Here is the program that they changed and the benefit. What Adam was saying he's leveraging and I've leveraged, and everybody's leveraging right now is a huge incentive to get people to go. Here it is. You are waiving the activation fee through September 10th, which means somebody who rolls today will not pay the $49 activation or enrollment fee. They will not. After September 10th, they will. Second, they're going to get the second month of service for free, meaning they won't pay $49 a second month. That means when they enroll, they'll pay $49 for their first month. They will pay $29 for a SIM card, or they will buy a phone. Now, if they're bringing their SIM card, that means that they've been given some, they're going to bring a device, or they're using one of the strategies we're using to backdoor the system right now for those who can't decide on the phone, etc. I'm not going to train on that tonight, but if you are having struggles with your IMEI number, and for whatever reason you can't decide on your phone, or you're not sure what phone you want to get, or you're with Verizon and you're in a family plan, you're going to switch over, but you want to do it from revenue and profits from Solvay, here is my instruction to you. Get in the game today. What that means is get yourself paid into the system. Talk to one of the core leaders who invited you into this game. One of the core tribal leaders, a council of coaches, they will give you instructions on how to loop the game with the IME number so you can get past it and sign up. Don't sit back and wait. Here's why. Momentum is everything for you. If you want in and you're going to allow a cell phone dilemma to hold you back, well, I'm not sure about this phone or this phone, I'm telling you right now, the consequences will be tragic for you financially. Tragic. Don't allow that to be an excuse. Reach out to your team leader, find out what I trained them on earlier today so they can give you instructions. So you come to the lane, I log in. Okay, I'm going to type in my email address or whatever your email address is, and I'm going to type in my password, and then I'm going to show you, oh, wrong one. Okay, now I want you to see what this page looks like. When you come into your lane, then, you got a bunch of things going on. Let me walk you through what you got here. One, I can come to Lane Overview. If I click on Lane Overview will show me, okay, this page right here, what you're seeing. And what it will give me is a summary of the number of people accepted into the system, number of people who haven't responded, and number of people who have declined. I have 32 accepted, 3 who have yet to respond. Okay, this right here, if I click on All Access Challenge, this is going to take me to another page which will show me the current results. Okay, and this is a champion page, etc., for the competition heading and ending on September 10th. If you want to learn more about that, you can click on that, etc., and find out what it takes to qualify to get in that game, get your airfare, flights, etc., covered. Next thing you'll see here on your lane overview is Manage Your Lane. When you click on Manage Your Lane, it's going to pull up the names of all of the people who've enrolled in your lane. Okay, it'll have all the number of acceptance they've gotten, as well as the pending invitations and the total invitations. And these are all the people who are in your lane. Okay, now, we go to Lane Drill Down. When I click on Lane Drill Down, then I can come to people who I've enrolled, and I can click and find out what's going on. So I come here to Caroline, who will be sharing with us at the end of tonight's call, and I can look at all her people. Okay, Asia, Lloyd, Linda, Bruce, Carl, and I can see where they're at. Terry, who's got 7. I can click on Terry, and I can break down even more and see the people that Terry's brought in. Now, Terry's got Mary, who's got 9, and another level 8, so I can bring in Mary, click on Mary, open her up, and I can see her people. So your lane drill down gives you the ability to look to depth with all of your folks and find out who they got. Now, if you don't have anybody in the lane, it's time to get focused and start getting people in the lane. Okay, that gives you the tool there. Now, let's come back out to the front page. Okay, so I'm going to come back out of the front. So that gives you drill down side of it. Now, here's what needs to happen if you have not invited people into your lane to sign up. Okay, so if you have people in your lane, you haven't done this for whatever reason, you were gone for Labor Day, whatever, you'll come in here and you will click and check mark the box. Now, all my people have been invited. Okay, come down and check. I have one person who was in the game, Laura, but she's not in the game anymore. She's not going to play with us, and that's okay. That's great. She's with ACN. She's doing some other stuff, and I'm excited for her. Okay, I will check mark this box, and it will automatically populate my community name. Now, if I am not in the community, then I can't do this yet. Okay, meaning I have to actually be in the game to invite the people to play. Okay, so if you've got a place in which you can't invite it because you're not in the game yet, right? Once you're in the game, which you're paid in the Solvay service, your page will open up with the enroll button. Okay, now, when I come back here, there's a crucial game for those who are trying to get some people moving in this game before the 7th. Okay, between now and the 7th, I can do the following. I can click on Enroll Everyone Else. When I click on this button, look what it pulls open. Okay, it's the exact step-by-step process. Exact step-by-step process. I'm going to walk you through this. So you're going to take, I can walk my person who could be anywhere in the lane, or here's the fun thing, are you ready? Could not necessarily be in the lane at all. Now I'm going to send them an invitation from my lane, but I don't have to wait on any timeline. So let's say I'm going to sign my mama, and my mom must be in the game. Well, I send her an invitation from the lane and get her to accept, but she's now dilemmaed because the timelines of the lane, etc., she can't actually come into the game. But I can enroll her manually over the phone. Or if I'm having a problem and something's jacked up in my lane and somebody else's lane, because that's happened to some people, I can come directly here and I can enroll them. So I come here and let's just type in, I'm going to type in mine 85298. You can type in zip code, check coverage. Congratulations, you're covered. You're going to step into the process here. It's going to come to use your own phone or purchase a new phone. Now, here's the thing I need to see. The HTC Wildfire SY is sold out. Yes, they're getting more. That means the two options to buy a phone with SolarBay are HTC One S, that's what I have black, and the ZT Origin Blue, $159 to $529. If you are still undeciding about your phone and you're not sure what you're going to do, here's what you're going to do. You're going to click on Use Your Own Phone. Now, notice you're going to need an IMEI number. You'll find out if your phone is that by typing in *#06# into your mobile device. If you get a code back, guess what? Congratulations, you can bring that phone. If you don't get a code back, congratulations, you don't get to bring that phone. You get to get a new phone. It's like Christmas, right? Now, if you're not sure what you're going to do with the phone, you're still trying to decide on the phone, you don't know where to go with the phone, you don't have quite the money to buy a new phone, etc., this is where you'll need to get your IME number from your team leader. We have a workaround on this that will temporarily get you into the game. You'll still pay for a SIM card, and you will pay for first month service, which is just over $80 with tax. And then you are in the game. You qualify for all the bonuses. You are in the game. I cannot emphasize this any longer. Do not allow this part in the process to slow you down. You will lose more momentum, which will cost you more money by sitting around and waiting to start playing over the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 10 days, whatever it is. Make this happen in the next 24 hours. All right. Now, that covers those two, okay? Now, when I come over here to sign up in the members area, okay, once I've signed up through that process, I'll be given community access. Okay, this will be a place I'm going to pull up for us so that you can see what it looks like. This, again, is myweb.solarbay.com. And if you come in and look at this again, this will give you a listing of what's going on. There's a community timeline conversation happening on the left side. And by the way, you cannot get access to the community or the support in the community until you are a paid member of SolarBay. So if your person does not reach out to you, reach out to your person and say, hey, listen, I need you to get me enrolled today. Take me through manual. Let's get this thing handled. Now, when you come over here and you look at network, your network, again, will come in and display who is in the network with you and what all of those people look like. You'll see two things that'll pull up. One is one away. That means that these four people, Adam, Rachel, Ann, Tony, Caroline, and I don't know her name, but she's on Ann's team, and Liz, are all one connection away from completing another trio. Then you've got all your connections, and all your connections look like this. Okay, and this will show you two things, all the people in your personal network and all the people in the rest of your network. Okay, now a couple things you need to see here. See all these pictures without a photo? That's happening why? Because people have not completed connecting their Facebook and Twitter accounts. If your picture is not in your situation, you've already enrolled, or if you are a team leader, tribe leader who has people in your tribe who are not connected when they pull up on your network, you need to reach out to them and say, post a picture or connect yourself to Facebook. Post a picture or connect yourself to Facebook. Okay, when you connect yourself to Facebook, it'll auto-populate your picture over like it's happened with Annette and Adam, Brady, Caroline, Connie. These are Abby. These are all people's personal pictures that have transferred over into the system, okay, from Facebook. Now, you're going to want that because come after September 21st, the entire social graph for marketing from SolarBay opens up, which is one of the most mega affiliate tracking programs I've ever seen built in my life. I've gotten to see it a couple times, play with it, test it. Guys, it's going to blow your mind. Now, anything else here on this page you need to worry about is the support tab. If I click on support, support is going to give me access to all kinds of content and details. Now, look, they've got the challenge pulled up again, but if you come here, how it works, mobile service, coverage, member resources, this has got videos and PDF downloads and all kinds of things that we can get an entire conversation on. You cannot have access to this until you are in the system. All right, I'm going to shift gears. We're going to bring Ann into the conversation, and then after Ann, we're going to jump into some hardcore marketing training. So, Ann, I got you on twice. I'm not sure which one you are, so we're going to find out. Ann, are you there? I'm not sure which one you are, so we're going to find out. Ann, are you there?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Do you have two speakers going on at the same time there? One computer, one handheld?
Hang on.
One computer, one handheld?
Yep. Hang on. Let me get out. Can you hear me now?
No problem. Yep, I got you clear. You good? You there?
Okay. Yep, I'm here.
All right, rocket. So you did some interesting things in our conversation. You shared with me how you've been able to get people to kind of move into action, et cetera, and by kind of building some clear deadlines and kind of how you're building your team. So why don't you take a couple minutes to kind of share what are you seeing with your team and what's helping you be successful? I know you're right now the second producer behind Adam in our team in producing results with people actually transitioning from the lane into the game. Why don't you share a little bit again, same kind of conversation. What's the mindsets you have around this, about how you're building your team, and then also some of the things you've been doing here in the last couple of days to really kind of spur the action and get people to jump into the game?
Okay, yeah, it's kind of three separate things, and I'll be brief on each of them. But I feel like I've been pretty successful just in the initial conversation because, you know, my mindset is that this is an absolute no-brainer. And, you know, and that's because of the stacked value. So, you know, I'm talking to them about what I'm going to bring to the table in terms of what they get from me, what they get in terms from Movement Marketer, you know, the paid-to-play stuff that you're doing. And then I go into Solivay and really talk about, you know, the game with that and how that's the money piece. You know, as a coach, the day that I retire or stop coaching is the day I stop making money. And of course, I, you know, would love to have some residual income. So really, it's easy to kind of go into that. And then especially with, you know, the new thing until the 10th, where it's just, you know, basically with the SIM card and the first month, it's, you know, $88. So, you know, it's been a pretty easy conversation. But then, of course, what kind of happened is a week ago, I, you know, invited all of the people from the lane to enroll. And I guess I shouldn't be shocked by this, but I sort of was, because nobody, you know, is reading my emails and no one's enrolling. And so, you know, I learned, just like everyone, you know, like you've talked about and Adam have talked about, that it became a necessity to really start texting and picking up the phone. And so all of my team currently knows that, you know, I'm available. They just need to text me, and, you know, within a couple of hours we're going to be on the phone. So I've learned that, I mean, I'm an email girl, but I've learned that it's not working that well, and so the phone is working much better. In terms of, you know, I'll also say this, and this is exactly what you said, but just to kind of reiterate, when I'm talking to people, I don't get hung up on the phone conversation too much, you know. I mean, I'm going straight into, let's get in the game, do the SIM card, you know, if you need to borrow my that number, we'll do it, because I absolutely don't want to lose momentum. And I'm pretty sure that that's why it's been, in the last few days, quite a few people have, you know, have come in, because it's certainly not about, you know, breaking the contract and all of that stuff that can bog people down. I'm just like, look, you can make that decision in a couple of weeks. Let's make you some money. Then you can go back and pick your phone. So I would say most of my people are coming in on the SIM card. Not all of them. A lot of them have T-Mobile or AT&T, and they're happy to do that. The other thing that I've done is I definitely have leaned on people a little, because my mindset is I want 12 that get 12. And so because of that, you know, there's people that are fence sitters, and I have had to have conversations with 3 or 4 of them, and just basically that they tell me they're in. Maybe some of you don't know this, maybe some of you do because you're on my team, but Garrett and I had a webinar the end of last week, and we talked about what all in means. And, you know, I was quite blunt, and I said all in means that you get 12 by launch. And there were a couple of people that, of course, didn't read the emails to even know about the webinar or read their text message or get on them. And so I simply called them or texted them and said, hey, you know, it doesn't look like this is going to be a fit for you. And they're like, well, what are you talking about? You know, you kicking me off your team? And I said, well, not, you know, this is an emotional decision. This is, you know, just based on, this is what it means to be all in. And it was kind of interesting, their reaction. Well, I want to be on the team. You know, what if I can get the people, will you still have me on the team? And they got motivated. And again, I'm not trying to, you know, there are a lot of texts that went back about this is, you know, it's based on performance. It's not based on if I like you or if I'm kicking you off the team. It's just based on it's time to get in and it's time to play.
When you pull that kind of strategy, which I do too, like crazy, when it comes to getting people off the fence, I'm like the king of, and you are too, and it's why the results are Adam's the same way, which is like get off the fence and all in commitment or go away. When you play that, what have you noticed about people? I mean, the national incentive, particularly when you're first in this game of influence and marketing and leadership and sales, is that if you toe the line and hold the standard with people, that everyone's going to run away. What have you experienced from towing the line with people and saying, hey, listen, now is the time, today's the day, let's get going? What have you seen as response rates? Has it been that everybody's run away, or what are you seeing?
No, I would say that only one person, I think, ran away. Most of them jumped in and got even more committed. You know, it's kind of like, I mean, some of you guys know, I mean, I've said to a few people, I go, this is your Wassel experience. Some of you guys know that was my lucky break in life, and I view this as a lot of people on my teams, you know, I don't know if I'm going to call it exactly a lucky break, but a great opportunity. And so I know a lot of people don't want to miss that opportunity. So no, not too many, maybe one, you know, decided that all in was a big commitment, but most of them got pretty excited and started jumping in and like I did. I mean, I remember the day that I decided, you know, I can wait for Garrett White to show me and teach me everything, but I know he's so busy that I might as well just, you know, jump in and start fumbling around, which I totally did, and into the websites and checking things out and coming up with my plan, which, just kind of as a side note, when I'm having conversations with people, it's been one of two things. Either, and it's kind of based on their personality, quite honestly, either I tell them a really abbreviated version of kind of the pay-to-play revolution thing, and then at the end of the conversation, I get them to commit to watching that. I say, this is a longer version, more detail, and you absolutely want to watch this. Or I even had 3 people where I sent them through a newsletter, you know, the kind of the email marketing, send it out, and 3 people watched the whole thing and then contacted me and said, I totally get it, I'm in. And then I went back to the, okay, kind of more the abbreviated version of, and they said, oh yeah, it was all in the webinar. I watched, Garrett already said this in the videos. So I've had success in both ways, through straight conversation and then turning them loose on, you know, your video series, or the other way around. And I, you know, they both worked, so it's great.
Huge. Beautiful share tonight, Ann. Thank you so much for contributing. Your leadership is huge here. And it's fun to watch Ann go all in herself with this, because she's all in like I'm all in, right? She's been training the direct sales industry for years in what she does. She gets approached from major network marketing companies coming and do massive trainings for their entire organization with what she does with her content at in Ideal Life Vision and everything she's doing there with that process. We're going to be integrating a lot of what she does here with our team here in Team Pay to Play too. And that's the benefit of having so many powerful coaches and transformational leaders and trainers and speakers as the council of coaches who are part of our organization. So guys, we're going to take a shift, and I'm going to alter your direction again. And we're going to come again on question and answer. We'll be doing a Q&A section tonight. Again, we're doing that in the chat bar. If you have a question right now, I just need you to hold on to that. Don't type it up in the bar. It's so hard for me to go track all those down when we get towards our Q&A. Again, we're going to be going for just under another hour with this. Again, if you got to jump off, I get it. Here's one thing I can tell you is that if I knew somebody was sitting at the doorstep of which offering me a chest with the answers to my financial liberation and freedom, I would find a way to have this be a priority every single week. One of the things we get to mention right now, just to change up for you, is that our trainings are going to be on Monday nights moving forward. Some of you, you're going, bummer, and unfortunately, a lot of you were having conflicts in watching this as a recording on Tuesday. So these will be happening on Monday nights at 5 p.m. We're doing this for a couple different reasons. Number one, I don't want to lose a whole day of production. And what I mean by that is I want you fired up on a Monday with clear actions on what to do and clear gains and inspiration and moving forward on a Monday so we don't lose a whole nother day. If you look at that, we wait till Tuesday, we lose essentially on Monday, and we'll lose all of Tuesday, and now we get fired up, and it's Wednesday, right? We're trying to recapture a day, and I didn't want to move the training to Sunday. So Monday, 5 p.m. Pacific, that will be the new time heading forward every single week here through the month of September. So that'll be 5 p.m. It's happening and starting next week. So let's go to our process. We're going to dive into production, and we're going to help you understand, what is this whole production conversation. Step one that you'll find at teampaytoplaytools.com is this idea of build a list. Now, I can say this over and over again, and yet it will still rest upon just deaf ears. And again, until you do it, you're not going to understand the power of it. So let me explain to you what we're discussing here. The process of getting clear about your relationships is huge. Now, you've got two kinds of relationships. You have your warm market, and then you have your cold market. And here is the current perception of the way the people I experience on a daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis, who have no concept of true power in marketing and sales. This is the initial thought. I am more scared of my warm market than I am to go talk to my cold market. Right, which is I would rather just go practice all my skills out here on my cold market where they give me no chance, no freedom, and no permission to screw anything up, instead of come to my warm market. And here is what I'm going to tell you. There is not one hardcore producer I have ever met in my life, even if they are dominating online right now with online traffic, who did not build the foundation of their empire from a relationship-based warm market. Now, I have all the capacity in the world to go out and blast my list, run paid traffic, enroll 300 people by myself, period. I could do this. I can do this. There will probably come a time I will do it just to prove that it's possible to do this in a couple different strategies so you can see the results every week. But the one thing I can tell you is I went directly to my warm market. Here's why. If I represent myself standing here and I get to surround myself with people, when I selected my two tribes, we have Transformation Tribe and we have Tribe Rogue Warriors. And I'm going to show you their pictures in a second, because all of these individuals are the leaders at some level who are above you in this game right now, meaning they are reaching and working directly with me, and they are turning and training you in masterminds and one-on-one conversations. But when I looked at this, I said, if I'm going to surround myself, I need to surround myself with people who I know believe in me. And at the same time, at some level, have bled with me. And I'm just writing blood because somehow I guess that means bleed. See, this strength here, what it creates is what I call a brotherhood. So I used to hang out with a bunch of guys. Tony Purcell was part of a Transformation Tribe. Tony and I used to be part of a band of brothers. We call it the Brotherhood. Right? Nowadays we call it a syndicate, which is a bunch of guys that got together every week and we hung out. We had each other's backs. So when I came to build this, I wanted a group of people who have my back, and I wanted people that I could believe in and go all in on, that I had a vested interest because I knew what was going on in their life and I cared about them. Now, here was the thing. When I came to the warm market, because I followed the process I'm going to share with you right now, I didn't come across as some pitching lunatic. But I can fully understand the fear that exists in talking to your warm market. Do you want to know why? Because here's what happens. Your warm market has an experience of you, and this experience of you is what we call an unspoken social agreement. Okay, this agreement is that they believe that you are a certain way based upon a script that you and this individual have been playing out for a long time. Right, I'll give you an example. In my family, my aunts and my uncles and my cousins, and honestly, a lot of my siblings, they all perceive a guy over here called Garrett. Right? This marketplace over here, I do have deep connections with. Some of them I do business with, some of them I don't. But there are social agreements that were engaged with this group when I was young. So I could be on stage in front of 1,000 people, and they can show up in the event, and in their mind, I'm still the knucklehead 14-year-old who wrecked the four-wheeler into the house. right? There's still that image. And y'all do this, right? You got that person in your life who's like a teenager, and all of a sudden they're getting married, and you're like, whoa, what the, are you old enough? What? You're having babies now? What? Because in your mind, they're still a kid. Right? Well, this process happens, and the only way to bust a social agreement is to engage at a new level of conversation. To engage the warm market strategically at a new level in which you what? You break the social agreement and you redefine the new agreement. Now, what I mean by social agreement is it's like simply this. It's like when I say this, you say that, right? Many of you in your marriages, let me take back, all of you in your relationships, your significant other, your partner, your spouse, your lover, whatever the conversation is, your children, your neighbors, the people you go to church with, you go to work with, etc. Here in the tribe, we have social agreements, most of which are not spoken, that hold us hostage to where we're at. These are hard as hell to break, and it takes power for you and a strategic process to reengage those. Now, at the other point of this, there are people in your warm market who you've been making deposits into their life for years. Okay, I call this value bank. This is why when I need to get something done, I can come to this bank of value that I've been creating in other people's lives, and I can ask for a withdrawal. I can say, come check this out. Come look at this. Come play with me in this. Come do business with me in this. Hey, go to this event. Come to this workshop. Join this webinar. Hey, try this product. Hey, join Solivate. Why? Because I have a history of making deposits, and I have a positive balance in that account with those people based upon the number of deposits I've made versus the withdrawals I've requested. Now, you may be in a relationship in which you don't have any deposits. There's not enough. You've been making withdrawals, too many withdrawals, based upon the number of deposits you've been making. A lot of this in marriage ends in divorce. Business partnerships, it ends in broken partnerships. Kids, it leads in a place where if you're always withdrawing and never depositing from your children, they leave you. They don't come hang out with you. Your friends disappear. See, relationships that aren't based upon harmonic deposit exchange, they don't last. So your goal is to come back and analyze your current list and to say, okay, I've got this warm market of people. These people over here are people who I know. Now, your natural tendency, I'm going to watch people do this. You will reach the people that you don't have a connection with. You'll start making a list of different speakers you've seen and people that you played with. This is not a problem to make that list. But some of you right now, it is a big stretch because the deposits that you've made in this person's life are not significant enough. If anything, you have probably been making withdrawals. And so it's hard to make that shift. It doesn't mean that you can't approach that person as a different strategy. I'm going to introduce you to that here in a second. Okay, but when I come to this list of people, this warm market, what I need to be is I need to get clear. And that exercise in step 1, found at teamdataplaytools.com, is going to take you through a process of helping you build a list of people that currently exist in your warm market, because here is what I'm going to tell you. You will not sell cold traffic, cold people into a process of being on your team effectively if you suck at talking to your warm market. It's like being a singer and it's your first song performance and you sing for mom. Mom's like, inside, she's like, that was beautiful. Your brother's like, that sucked. You go outside to your neighbors who don't really know you, and they walk out halfway through your song, and you're like, oh, and you're crushed. So there's some huge advantages to being in your warm market, but here's the big one, too, and the big one is the people know you. And people are open on this side to listen to you, and if you come at them with a different script, what I mean is you have a script that breaks the social agreement. Maybe you've been somebody who's been a taker. You are a sucker. You suck value from people's lives, and you very rarely make a deposit. All of us have been takers at some point. I've been a taker. You've been a taker. And when you are in a relationship in which you are a taker, you create what's known as destitution and bankruptcy in that relationship. and people start to have a listening of you as a taker. Now, in a moment, I'm going to talk about strategy on Facebook. If you are a taker or a blatant pitch man or woman on Facebook, you are making withdrawal from a social network that ultimately will reject you. See, we live in a world today in which people want practical and tangible value. They want to feel that you hear them, that they listen, that you're listening, that you honestly, that you give a shit about them. See, and this is hard because we're so afraid to bust these social agreements. We, meaning me and you, we are. This is hard to break this. It's hard to have that conversation with your wife that ultimately would allow your marriage to be in a place that it's never been before. I was terrified to have that conversation for 2 years for fear of what I might find. I was terrified to have that conversation with my parents. I was terrified to have that conversation with my friends. I was terrified to come in because in a lot of that aspect, I had been a taker. So here's the thing I'm telling you about step one. If you follow the process I've outlined and you build your list, you're going to accomplish a couple things. First thing you're going to accomplish is clarity of what it is to go through a process of actually thinking about what you're doing. See, in Team Paid to Play, I'm interested in your long-term success here. I'm interested in you actually accomplishing financial freedom, not being hopped up on the newest Red Bull called SoloPay and then dropping off the game 90 days from now and becoming yet another body bag statistic in this industry. See, and the only way I know to do that is to do what I've been doing and been paid millions of dollars to do prior to coming to SoloPay, and that the entire council of coaches who are here to guide you, lead you, inspire you, liberate you, and teach you the core skills necessary to be here long term, to liberate your family, to liberate your life, is to show you, listen, to do this, you got to change. Be the change you want to see in the world. I know it sounds like a nice little quote, fun little idea. Well, guess what you do to start doing that? Instead of being unclear in the way you offer this opportunity of Team Paid to Play SoloPay, you use a strategy called Step 1. And you know what you do in Step 1? In Step 1, you build a list, and you do a strategic just like I teach you. First thing is going to come clarity. Second thing that's going to come is certainty. And the certainty is going to come for you in understanding how you can what? Create value in other people's lives. See, this is the biggest problem with people who've not been trained in marketing today. See, marketing today is about value creation. It's about providing value. When Adam talks about the 15 leads that he picked up today in a call in 60 minutes, all of which paid him money, all of which are coming into the game with us here in Team Paid to Play. When he did that, do you understand? What he did was create value for an hour. He didn't ask for anything. He trained for free. He taught. He educated. He inspired. He gave practical value. And then at the end of that value creation, he extended an opportunity and asked them to come play. See, he earned the right to offer. He earned the right to offer. Most people right now out on Facebook, most people in direct sales, network marketing, home-based businesses have not earned the right. And so people don't take them serious. And when they go to their warm list, their warm list is, oh, great, here we go again. But see, if you change the script, I'm going to have you consider that the conversation would be different. Even if you've had it 12 times with 12 opportunities, this time it will be different. And what they will be buying is your what? Your certainty. Some of you say, well, I don't have financial results in my life. I can't have certainty. This is a lie. My friends, I have proven over and over and over again in my academies, Pay to Play Academy, Coach Mastery Academy, Move Marketers Academy, I've proved over and over and over again that you do not have to have had the financial results to be able to sell certainty and have people mentor and work with you, because I'm going to have you consider you are marketers and you are coaches. What is a marketer? Somebody who extends and strategically offers solutions to people's problems. that mean something to them. What is a coach? Someone who allows or liberates people from their stuckness to get to their success. They help them become free. You are all marketers. You are all coaches. We have all been marketing from the time we were born. We have all been coaching from the time we were born. We are all being marketed to, and we are all being coached. There is no one from whom you cannot receive coaching and marketing, and there is no one to whom you will not coach and cannot market. But it requires that certainty. Step 3 is the confidence. The confidence to reach out to people and have a conversation based on certainty, based on clarity, because you know how to what? To create value for them, and you don't come in like a raving lunatic into the conversation. Now, again, I am interested in your long-term success here on this team. I actually want you to get paid. I actually want you to liberate your family. I actually want you and your spouse and your kids to be able to travel where you want, when you want, how you want. Do I really care because you have the money? No, I care because when you leave survival, my friend, God and life opens up to you in a way that you have never experienced before. Through this, I want you to experience a profound sense of who you are in a way you have never experienced before. And some of you, that's going to come through having the freedom that comes from being no longer in survival in the conversation of money. And God bless Solivay for being here and the opportunity for the council coach and all of us being here. But it starts for you where? Very simply, build your list. Well, Garrett, I don't have anybody on my list. I don't know any people. Start building it and watch what happens. Step 1 in that process is to build names. Step 2 is to get strategic and come out and to what? Start putting faces to the names. Now, instead of just scratching it up for you, I'm going to switch screens real quick, and I'm going to show you how I would go about doing this, and this will be kind of a continual process that I am going to, oh shoot, I don't want to do that one. I'm showing you the wrong one. Okay, let me switch my screen one more time. I got 3 units going on. See if we can get the right one this time. Problem is they're all, dang it, they're all under the same name. Oh, I love it. I love it. Okay, hold on. Let me give you one more. All right, come on. This is it. This is the money maker. Let's do this. Dang it! No, that's not it. Oh, my friends, the beauty of technology. I will definitely have this handled by the next time we do this training. Okay, now I know which one it's going to be. This is like the game you play with your kids. Maybe you don't have kids, and you're trying to swap it out, and you're like, okay, listen. Here's, all right, and you just do process of elimination. Okay, cool. So I want you to see right now what's on the screen, right? So what's on the screen right now is these are my 2 teams of 12. Okay, we got Transformation Tribe, which you see above, and you've got Tribe Rogue Warriors you got down below. Now, these 2 groups of people, how did I get to these? You know, I got to these individuals, 100 pictures. Let me show you what I mean. So let's say I build my list, and I got a group of people, and I want to converse, and I want to talk with them. I'll come back over here to my Facebook page. There I am, giving you a good look-see in the eyes. That'll get you focused, won't you? Huh? Look at my eyes. You see my eyes? Look at my eyes. Look at my eyes. Huh? You like that? If you can't have fun on Facebook, I don't even know why you'd even want to be on Facebook. So let's reach out, right? Now, let's say that one of the persons, I'm good friends with Jeff. Jeff's not actually ready to play right now in the game with us. He's really focused on his book launch right now. He's a student of mine from the past. But let's say Jeff was one of the people that I wanted to have on my list. He was a person, Jeff Olson, was somebody who was on my list, someone I wanted to talk to about being in this game. The first thing to understand about connecting with another person is in order to be understood, you must first understand where people are coming from, which means doing a little research. See, people are so lazy today, they just expect that their agenda is everybody else's agenda. In marketing, we don't make that mistake. As movement marketers, we don't make that mistake. We understand that our agenda means nothing. What matters is what does the people that we're talking to, what matters to them. So look what we got going down here, okay? Watch how this works. So I got Jeff. Jeff's a friend of mine and somebody who I actually start because I like his posts because he always posts cool pictures every day, super spiritual guy. Him and his wife went to my programs a couple years ago. Yes, I'm on the webinar. Tony, get off my chat, you sucker. Yes, you are. Tony is on the webinar. And I forgot this is live, so yes, even Tony, who's one of the biggest screw-offs ever, but writing killer copy, I'm bringing him in here at the end. He's one of our council coaches. So let me minimize that. Anyways, I come to Jeff's page. What can I know about Jeff, right? Well, before I reach out to Jeff, I want to find out what he's up to. So I come down and I start scrolling and I look at his wall. Hey, if you missed out on Saturday's book signing, including those who got there after they sold out, I've been informed that many of the Desert bookstores now have I Knew Their Hearts in stock. Call first, but at least you can get your hands on a copy. When you do, give me a shout and I'll sign up for it if you want me to. Okay, now Jeff wants me to run a promotion for him to promote his book. I told him I would. Now let's assume that I didn't, again, know Jeff. He was somebody maybe I had less distance to and I didn't really know much of what he was up to. Look at all the stuff I can find out about him. Okay, obviously he's got his book launch. What matters to Jeff right now with his book, do you think? Do you think Sold Away matters to Jeff? Nope. What matters is Jeff taking his sole purpose and sharing it through his book, I Knew Their Hearts. Does he care about Team Pay to Play? No, not unless what? Unless I can show him how having him in Team Pay to Play will connect with him with his book. So I'm watching this. Now, another thing I can do here on Facebook, and this is the beauty of Facebook and why Facebook marketing works well, is I can go to pictures. And I come and look at some of the stuff he's been up to. Okay, cool. So look at this. He's got pictures of the Mudder Run. I know this is his wife, Tanya. That means Tanya was running in it. She was also a student of mine, and their son was running in the Tough Mudder. Now, I don't know if Jeff did because Jeff has one leg gone, so maybe he did, maybe didn't, but I'm not seeing any pictures of him, so I have a feeling that Jeff was taking the pictures of Tanya, who's right there with his son. Now, does this give me an entry point of conversation, this picture of his son climbing in the mud? You better believe it. Those are pretty cool pictures. Look at these. Now, I know Tanya, who's awesome, and there is her son, Aiden, and they're both in what? The Tough Mudder. Okay, now that's one thing I know about Jeff right out of the gate. Now, I didn't know that Jeff's family had done that recently. Now I come back and I say, okay, well, what else is going on? Let's check out their backyard. I'm like, all right, well, these are just some cool pictures of his backyard from where they live. They bought their new house. I knew a bit of their story. But if you didn't, that might pique some curiosity for you. I come back over here and I look at it and I say, okay, weekend at the family cabin. All right, so they were up at the cabin. What's the date on these? Updated 12 months ago. Well, those were taken a while ago. So, a year ago that might not do me so much relevancy, but it still isn't in. There's Jeff out there with his hiking stick with his other son. There's a picture of Jeff again. I'm like, okay, well, Jeff's obviously outdoors guy a bit. Again, let's come and check out some mobile uploads. All right, so these were uploads that he put from his phone, looking up on things, and now he's up in Calgary. Now, he was up in Calgary on August 20th. What was he doing up in Calgary? Oh, here's Jeff right now doing the Scottish Festival. In 2011, there's his, I've never actually even seen his leg because he always wears jeans. There he is, carrying and doing his thing at the festival, Scottish Festival. Firework party, happy Pioneer Day. This was 2011 too. Okay, my point is what I want you to catch is look at all the information is available to me about what's going on in Jeff's life on Facebook. Now, I know books are up to him, big thing. I know his wife just went through Tough Mudder. I also know, based on some stuff I was looking at, his wall photos. He just posted this picture here just today or a few days ago. This is when he posted 10 hours ago. This was him fishing. And I know he was out of town for the weekend for Labor Day. Well, I can come to Jeff. Look at all this data I have. Now, I've got a couple things I can do with Jeff now on Facebook as a strategy if I'm looking to engage him. But right now, all I'm going to do is take notes. So let me switch back over to my screen. And I'm going to show you where we're going with this now. Okay. Now, I went out and I did my steps. First one is I got a name, Jeff Olson, happened to show up on my name. I went and I took a snapshot of his picture. I downloaded his Facebook profile pic. Here's why. It changes the energy of your ability to connect with people when you see their face. When you just send emails to people off of some big nameless, particularly people you haven't talked to in a while, there's no connection and there's no relevancy. There is something energetic that disconnects. Okay, now, when I've got the picture and I've got his name, I'm also now going to take some notes. I'm going to say, well, I saw a couple things. Saw Jeff was in a Scottish festival. I saw that Tanya, his wife, and son competed in Tough Mudder, which is a super fun race. I saw that Jeff's book sold out at Deseret Book. Now, here is where the strategy comes into play. 4, what does Jeff seem to need, want, or desire. So when I look at Jeff's page, here's the thing I know. I know that Jeff is launching his book, right? How much he actually needs or what he doesn't need, I know he sold out of his book, so he might need some more books. He might want what? He might want some promotion partners for his book, and his desire may be stages to share his voice. Okay? So these are three things that I know right now. Okay? I'm making some assumptions about Jeff. Okay, so I'm doing some kind of strategy. I'm like, okay, what are some things that Jeff seems to need, want, or desire? Next, what is going to be the step or the process? What would be the best entry point with Jeff? Do I have his phone number? Do I have his email? Do I have his? Am I friends with him on Facebook? I hope so. Right? Do I know what his blog is? Can I post on his blog? Does he have a YouTube channel I can make comments on? Right? Do I have his address? What bits of data or entry point access do I have? Do I have some friends, if I don't know him so well, that are connected to that information or connected to Jeff? But the end point is I'm asking myself the question, how can I get Jeff what he wants? Linking that one of the possibilities is him playing on Team Paid to Play. Now, I could kind of cheat on this one a little bit because I kind of know what he needs. He needs promotion for his book. So let's come back over, and I'm going to show you how I might play out this conversation, and I'm going to segment this back and forth for you as I progress here in the conversation with him over the next couple of days. Okay, now I come back to Jeff's page, and now I'm going to send Jeff a message. Now I'm going to come to Jeff and be like, my brother, so pumped to see your book sold out. That either means you bought them all or people truly love your message. I am so proud of you and what you have created. I would love to support you right now in any way you can see I can assist. What do you need right now? What do you want right now? What are you desiring most right now? And how can I, through my network, assist you to get those? Let me know, my brother. Love and light, Garrett J. White. Now, I don't post anything about Paid to Play Revolution or anything. I just sent Jeff a message. Okay, now I'm going to come out to his wall, and I'm going to do a couple things. I'm going to come down here. I'm going to say, dude, you sold out your books. I knew you could do it. I am so proud of you and what you have created. Now, I just posted a thread on his wall. Now I'm going to come over to my wall. And on my wall, I'm going to come and I'm going to make a post. And on my wall, I'm going to tag the post about Jeff, my brother from another mother. My friend died and came back to life. No joke. I have known him for years, and his story will change your life. He just released his book. You totally get to check it out. Find out more on his Facebook page. Now I'm going to go Jeffrey C. Olson, tag, and I'm going to tag his wife, Tanya Olson, because I know they'll both be in it. Seriously, his, oh, look at this. You guys, this couldn't happen better. Do you see what's happening right now? I need you to inspire your network to buy my book. You got to love it as a trainer when stuff like this is happening. Now watch this. He's going to laugh when he joins our team here in the next week, right? Seriously, this is a must read. Check him out at facebook.com/Jeffrey Olson. Okay, now look, I just posted on the page, okay, on my page. Now watch, he's going to tag into this. Now, I had no idea he was going to do this. Many of you guys know, some of you guys know Jeff. I need you to inspire your network to buy my book. I need them to do so by the end of September. Right now, I'd like you to send a personal note to your entire network inspiring them to purchase my book. Do you think I have access to what he wants and needs? Yes or no? Yes. Do you think I now have a gateway into a conversation with Jeff that's not about what I want, it's about what Jeff wants? Now, truly, I know Jeff's backdrop. Jeff gets to be in this team. It's going to be hilarious when we come back and have him after I help him do this, and he comes back and he listens to this recording and watches this whole thing serendipitously happen. What I want you to see, though, is the profound nature of Facebook. Watch. You got it. Can you chat tomorrow morning? 9 a.m. Pacific. See, and I didn't know he had Amazon links, etc., and he wants me to put in affiliate. I'm like, dude, sweet. So we're going to talk. Now, again, this couldn't happen more perfectly. I just want you to see what happens. Okay, now here's something to do that will be awesome. Okay, now let's throw some group social proof at him. I want you guys to go to Jeff's Facebook page. Let's go find him real quick. Go to Jeff's Facebook page at jeffreyc.olson. Dang it, I spelled it wrong. And make some posts. Oh, I like it. Ryan's already there. Do the same thing. Same thing. By the way, Ryan, it's Garrett J. White, not Garrett Robbins, but I get it because Garrett Robbins is my buddy too. Okay, look. Now, Ryan already came over and started posting. Now, Ryan's brilliant, right? He's already playing the game. Now, look, all of you guys do this. Watch this. Go to his Facebook page and start posting some comments. I'm on a webinar right now with Garrett, and we heard about your book. Super pumped to get my hands on it, or interested to learn more, okay? Now, in this whole process, this whole play, I'm not manipulating, right, at all. All I'm doing is helping Jeff get what he wants. Now, I love Jeff to pieces. Like, I seriously, I would do this regardless. I just happened to pick Jeff, I guess, not some coincidence, so that I could teach you guys the principle today, right? But look at what happened in this process. Now, this idea, then, of connection is distinct. I have this list that's sitting over here, and if this list has 50 people on it, maybe I can't engage with everyone sitting on what? On Facebook. Maybe some of the people that I'm talking to, maybe they're not on Facebook, okay? Maybe these individuals I get to take into a face-to-face conversation. Or I get to have a conversation with them that's what? That's about, over coffee. Now, this kind of stuff can accelerate. See, when you hit the trigger point of what people want. And you show them how you can help them get what they want, and at the same time, help them get what they want through playing with you. What you have is trust, and what you have is transformation, and what you have are people who come play and they go all in. Now, is it super easy? I love it. Tanya's, here's the thing that's interesting. My Facebook page just popped up. Now Tanya's in a chat with me right now too. Jeff and Tanya are both in a chat with me on Facebook. I haven't had a personal conversation with Tanya in about a year, and I haven't talked to Jeff in about 3 months. And right now, based on triggering something they want and using Facebook, I begin to what? Engage their desires, their wants, and what? Their needs. When I can find this out, what I have are the keys to the kingdom. Okay, now in the end, what do I want? Right? What do I want? What I want is for Jeff to get what he wants, and I want Jeff to be a trainer in the Council of Coaches. I want Jeff to be on our team. I want Jeff and Tanya to be liberated financially because I know where the game is. It's not like life's bad. But I know this game, and the timing was hard because he was launching his book when I talked to him the first time. When I was looking at originally building my 12, well, now I get to come back door with an opportunity to do what? To inspire Jeff, and in bringing Jeff, bring him here. Now, I want you to imagine what would happen if you were having this kind of conversation with what? With 20-plus people, and you were engaging in this kind of conversation every day. You were actually contributing value to people's lives every day. See, I can get people to move fast on action now. Why? Because I have created value in life. You know why Tanya and Jeff move quickly? Because I've created value in their lives in the past. Because they love and care for me. I love and care for them. I have value bank in their life. Now, you might want to say, okay, Garrett, well, how do you do that with people you don't have as much value bank with? How do you play that? Well, again, I'm going to give you an engagement strategy. Again, I'm going to show you something different on Facebook to do. Okay, the engagement process of step 2. Once I've got my list, it's now time to engage. And my engagement is about, again, first conceiving what is going to be the best strategy for connecting with this person. What platform? Am I going to call them? Am I going to text them? Am I going to email them? Am I going to meet them in person, go to their house? What is going to be the platform or modality of conversation? What am I going to do? Call them, text them, email me, but what am I going to do? Okay, on the second part of this, on top of the conceiving of what the strategy is, what is going to be the first step? Okay, some relationships I don't reach out on Facebook to. I call them. Some relationships I text them. Some relationships I'll Facebook them. And I'll put that up here because it's a big one today, Facebook. Some people I'll do all of the above, right? But if you don't connect with that person, right? If you can't connect, not everybody can get that many. It doesn't mean they aren't trying. Okay, got it. Yeah, I got it. So in the same space, and this is one point that Ryan was saying too, and I want to make that point for Ryan. Ryan says sometimes people, we can't get that many people on our list. And that's okay. That's why I'm going to talk to you about cold strategy here in a second. How do you start building relationships, okay, that are from your cold market? I get that. And some of you guys, I get that. And trust me, I was in the same place. And I want you to understand that don't use that as an excuse, right? And that goes for Ryan, it goes for everybody in our team right now. Don't use the fact that you don't have a list or you don't have a following on Facebook or you haven't created value over the past 5 years or 3 years to predict a place where you could move really quickly in it, because you can duplicate that very quickly. Meaning everyone begins with no list. You understand this? We all begin with no relationship. When I was a broke PE teacher, I had no relationships really. It would have been a totally different game for me to build then, but nobody's there to coach me on what to do. If I had built my list, guess what? I would have started with family and I would have gone to friends. This is who I would have talked to. This is exactly who I would have talked to. And people are like, oh, dude, that's bad. You know, I don't want to go there. I want to go to cold market. Maybe you burned that market out. Maybe you pissed them off so much they don't want to talk to you anymore. I don't know. But again, I do understand this. If you went about value creation instead of taking, even the relationships you think you've burned in the past, you can repair. They may not sign up today, but they might next month. They may not sign up next week, but they'll sign up soon. And again, I need you to understand, there's a piece of me that wants me to just tell you to go crazy right now and just pitch anyone you can talk to. There's a piece of me that does. My driven, psychotic, unconscious, retarded marketer. Trust me, there's a piece of me that wants to just light all of you on ignorance on fire and just send you off into the game and just build. But here's the thing I know. Do you know what I know happens on the other side? Failure. Do you know where that puts you 60 days from now? Frustrated, discontented, no money, no change. So I can buy you a high for 60 days. I can get you high. I can get you high, light you up, shoot you up, get you addicted to the game, have you believe this is the end-all, be-all, and at the end just rape you with people that you know and be done. Do you understand? This is what's happened in the industry. That's what I'm not committed to. So what do you do if you're just starting? You start with a list. What if there's 5 people on your list? What does that tell you? If you got 5 people on your list, you know what that tells you? That tells you you get to be in about creating value for people. So where would you go about creating value? I'm going to give you 2 strategies. If you want to bring new people into the game who you don't know right now, creating value online, I would follow the same exact strategy. Start with your list of Facebook friends. Who are the people on Facebook right now that you really don't know? You friended them, but you don't know much about them. What if you spent an hour tonight, you spend an hour every day going back and online on your Facebook page, you said, okay, I'm gonna go learn more about 10 people on my Facebook friends list. 10 people today. And every day I'm going to learn about 10 more people. And what that's going to look like is I'm going to go to their page. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at their pictures. You can learn a lot about people's pictures. Second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at their interests. Third thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at their threads, okay, at their comments. What kind of things are they posting? Fourth thing is I'm going to start to contribute to their threads. Trust me, I notice people on my Facebook wall all the time. It's so funny. You realize there's so much access to me on Facebook. People think, oh, you know, blah, blah, you got so much access to me on Facebook. And you know, I notice people who show up and constantly create comments and connection to my posts. People I don't even know show up out of nowhere. Next thing you know, I'm having chats with them for 20 minutes on Facebook and finding out all about their lives. Most of my Facebook game happens behind the scenes, private message chat function that goes on with people on Facebook all over the world. Right? But imagine if you took that on as a strategy and you said, I'm going to get to know 10 people on my Facebook page every single day. And I'm going to go out and find a way to friend 10 new people every single day. And I'm going to put together a training video for you tomorrow on this of exactly how to do it so that you can see it step by step by step. But if I go into and I start contributing to their threads, what I start to give what is a process of building relationships. Building relationships. Guys, Solevay's entire tagline is powered by relationships. I'm here to tell you marketing, sales, anything else we're doing, it doesn't mean anything if you can't build relationships and if you can't lead those relationships to Team Beta Play and playing this game with us. By helping them get what they want, you will not be able to lead them. So we're going to contribute to the threads. The last step in that process is introduce them to the team. So how would I do that? I'm going to draw that as a picture then. Build, list. If my list is small, then I know I get to be about doing some stuff on Facebook and online and start making some friends, real friends. Or I get to take all my friends on Facebook and get to know them real. I got 2,000, what do I have? I don't even know how many I got, like what, 2,000 or something like that? 2,850 people. I don't know 2,850 people on that list. I don't know most of those people. I maybe know like really, really well, like 400 people. And the rest, I don't even know who they are. I don't know much about their stories. I don't know what they're up to. I don't really have a clue what they're doing. I really don't. The only way for me to know what's going on with them is start engaging with them. And if that was part of my strategy today, then I might use that as a process to build my list. Part of my list may be people that are super warm for me right now, and a part of my list may be some that are a little bit cold, meaning I don't really know who they are. Or maybe I look cross-line to one of my friends on Facebook, and they have what? They have friends that I don't know, and I want to know them. I'm like, hey, you know so-and-so. I get people to do that to me every day. Second step is to engage that list. Here again, we're searching for step one, desire, wants and needs. And the second is we're going to introduce them to the game. What is the game that we're introducing them to? Paid to play revolution.com. Now, I'm not sending people, even on my own, even though they're my videos, I don't send people to those videos until I've had a chance to engage them and to lock down a bit of their desire. Now, that may happen in a quick 5-minute chat on Facebook. That may happen in a text exchange back and forth over a day. That may happen via email over 2 or 3 days. But nonetheless, what I'm doing is introducing them to the game after I'm able to locate and identify a desire, because there is the desire that they have and there's the desire I have, which is to bring them to the team, and I've got to bring into connection those two desires. If I don't bring those two things into connection, what I have is a bunch of motivation, hype, and manipulation. That's what I have. I don't have power with that person. I don't have influence with that person. And by the way, this happens for a lot of people in Soulbait right now who got people into the lane but have no power to get them out of the lane into the game because they got no influence with these individuals. And they have got them to opt in. Well, they have no influence. Why? Because there's no relationship. See, and you are better off when it comes to building your Soulbait business to build a solid group of 3 or 6 or 12 or 24, which are the numbers that people are building by. They're enrolling 1 trio. They're enrolling 2 trios. They're enrolling 3 trios. They're enrolling 4 trios. Or excuse me, that's 6 trios. My strategy was to go to 24. You may not be able to go to 24, so don't stress out. You don't need to go to 24. There was a time I couldn't have gone to 24. I would have gone to 3. But with training and daily action, I could have what? I could have gone to 3, and then to 6, and then to 12, and built my way there. But see, you've got to start somewhere. Your first goal is, how can I get a trio, not in the lane, but in the game? How can I get my first trio? And this is what we're going to start celebrating as we go through this training process on Team Pay to Play, are people who are hitting their trios. See, now you've got an opportunity not to hype people, but to accelerate it a bit here over the next few days. And that's plenty of time. Plenty of time for you to cash in on some of the relationships you've had and to connect and hook people up into the game here. Right? Well, what is that? Look for your first trio. Well, what do I need to do tonight then, Garrett? Build your list and follow the process we have put up at teampaytoplaytools.com. Build your list. Could you start engaging your list tonight? You could. Engage your list. Now, here's where a couple people have gotten off. They get into the engage your list process. They have 2 or 3 people who don't respond to them, and they quit. They're like, oh, I quit. Well, yeah, I get it. Here's the thing you get to know. Most people aren't going to respond on your first approach. They're not going to respond like, Jeff, that was like too perfect. Okay, this is not how it always goes down. It almost never goes down exactly that way. But you know what? It's perfect for examples, and we recorded it, so you guys got to see it. First round, they're probably not going to hear it. Second round, they're probably not going to hear it. Third round, they might start hearing it. Doesn't mean that you stop. You stay committed. You stay committed to engaging this person and changing the modalities until you can build a connection. Once you build a connection, then take them to the next step. Okay? Once I engage, where am I taking them? I'm converting them at paid to play revolution.com. Now, could you post that link on your Facebook page? You could. You totally could. You totally could. Okay? If you want to, that's great. And then put a message with it. Some of you might want to start doing that on your page. If you do that, then guess what you need to do? Create some content that is valuable that you share on your Facebook wall. Share a message that relates to the idea of making money, freedom, liberation, transformation, teamwork, business, and in that message, put the link. And then tell them, hey, if you like more of this, check it out, and then private message me on Facebook. Maybe you create a piece of content every day, and we're training you guys on those who are participating movement marketers how to do this. You post a message, and then have a link. And have that link to paytoplayrevolution.com, and tell them to private message you in your inbox if they got questions, they want to talk more about it. You could do that every day just to start getting in the skill of adding value. Now remember, this is not just a pitch. We're not just putting up a link. We're putting up a link and we're connecting that link to what? Some content, a message that we're sharing. Could be a quote that we share, could be an idea that we have, could be a piece of content that we're connecting to, or a piece of content of a book that we were reading, or a conversation that we were having, or something you learned here in the training. For example, you could be completely all over your Facebook pages tomorrow teaching what content, and tonight teaching content you learned tonight. What does it mean to connect? What does it mean to engage? What is the power of marketing? What does it mean to get paid to play? Why are you doing what you're doing? What is the vision you have for your life in this team? Okay? This whole process is a learning process. Step 1, build your list. Step 2, engage your list. Step 3, follow up with your list. Step 4, bring your list into the game. It doesn't have to be more complicated than that. Build your list. If you don't have a big list, guess what you get to do? Start building your list. It's the same process. Build your list. Be creative. Follow in the forums. Share what you're doing. Ask what everyone else is doing. Follow the process. You just did what I taught tonight. 10 people a day, engage them in a different way. 10 people a day, engage them in a different way. This used to be the conversation in old school network marketing. People are like, man, I don't even know where to go to find 10 people. You're on Facebook now, my friends. You've got an opportunity to engage with 10 people every single day in a new way, in a powerful way. If you'll do research and not blatantly just pitch people, I am telling you, listen to me. Don't doubt it until you try it. Try it. Prove it. Customize it. At the end of the day, I want powerful creators in this team. I want you to know what it's like to be free. Not that I want you to know what it's like to be me. I don't want you to be me. I want you to be the fullest and most powerful version of who you are. As we're going to wrap that up, I'm going to bring a couple people, and I'm going to bring Carolyn in. I'm going to have her share a concept, and I'm going to bring Rachel, and I'm going to have her share a concept. I want Caroline to take 3 minutes or so to share this idea that she shared with me earlier. And Caroline is one of our, she may not be on. Maybe she is. I don't know. We'll check. She may have dropped. 8 trios is 24. Yeah, it's true. I didn't do my math there real good, did I? All right, Carolyn, let's see if you are still on. I think you went offline on me. Maybe you didn't. Hold on. Oh, she's not there. All right, well, we're going to come to Rachel. And Rachel, let me go find you real quick. I think that you are on the webinar. There you are. I'm going to bring you in real quick. Rachel, you there?
He's just calling me on, I think.
Rachel, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay,
yes.
So, sweetheart, you were probably one of the sweetest individuals in the council.
I'm sorry,
coaches.
I just missed that. I was flipping something between my ears and the headphone.
No problem.
What did you ask me?
I said you're probably one of the sweetest trainers and most caring, compassionate trainers in the counselor coaches. I mean, when it comes to really loving on people, what would you share based on what you've seen tonight, this process of building with somebody, and share what your process has been about going and enrolling, because you're right there chasing Ann right now with results and being in this process. Why don't you take a second just to share what are you seeing here about this strategy and this concept, and what would you say to either add to or endorse what we're talking about?
It feels so natural. I mean, to me, it's relationship capital, which sounds really, it's not meant to sound like capital is in money, but it really is a bank account. It really is something. I know so many folks that I know who've got my back and I've got their back, and they were the ones that I approached first. And it was really easy in the beginning in the sense of it didn't matter that my words were all fumbled and we weren't clear about what we were doing, because I know in the early days, early days, a month or so back, whenever we began this journey, it wasn't so clear and it was hard to know what to say to people because I didn't have it completely inside of me yet. But through talking with people, what happened was it got clearer, and the why of all of this became clearer and clearer in the conversations. So when you bring up that first point about clarity, and then the clarity becomes certainty, and then the certainty becomes confidence, because I feel that in the process of sharing with all these people, and many, many more people than have actually jumped on board, by the way, what's happened is that not only have I built quite a strong team in Solvay already and more jumping on board, but also in my business, even the people that said no to Solvay now, and they may later, doesn't matter. I feel that we added value to each other in those conversations that we had. So it wasn't like, oh no, another one that says no. It was more like, here's another investment I just made in my own business and my own life. And always, I've got lots of coaches and trainers and people in my life. Those are my clients, my mentors, my peers, my colleagues. And they're the ones that I know need the training, want the training. And so it became easier and easier as I got clearer about what is it that is of value for them, that what they're needing. And most of them I'm already in fairly up-to-date conversations. So it was really easy for me to go, hey, go have a look at this video. Check it out. I mean, we'd have a conversation first because I wanted to find out where they're at and what they needed, and if they even had the bandwidth to even try the idea on. You know how some people are just, I can't do this, I'm crazy, I'm just, I'm launching my book or I'm doing this, and I get it. And at the same time, I've found that I've been able to go back to people who even 2 weeks ago said, I can't deal with this right now. Because they're friends, because I love them, and because I believe in this, and my why is so clear now, and I'm clear and confident and certain, I could go back to those same people and say, hey, look, here's a bit of a game changer. We just got this new thing that Ryan just put out on the internet. We've got this special offer, 10th of September. I know you said no 2 weeks ago, but check this out because it may be a game changer for you. And so because I've got some relationship capital with these people, and because they believe and know and love me, they would check it out. And some of them are now looking at it in another way. And so I've learned that no is not always no, and that being persistent doesn't mean being annoying. It means loving people enough to go back and risk sometimes appearing pushy. But when they're friends, especially, and this is why I loved what you said about going to your warm market first, when they're friends, you can do this. You can sort of say, look, I know you might think I'm crazy. I know you might think I'm so obsessed about this right now, but that's because I am, because it means something to me, and it's something that can empower all of us. And so I have never had this experience with any other direct sales network marketing thing before, because I've always felt a little bit sleazy on some level, like I'm trying to get something. And I think most people I speak to can relate to that. There's the kind of icky MLM type feeling, but this time it felt so deeply aligned, feels so deeply aligned with everything we're doing. And boy, to have all of the leverage of this training, I mean, just look at what we did today. Look at what you demonstrated. And I bet you that how many people have stuck on the line for 2 hours now? That's kind of rare on webinars for people to be able to concentrate for 2 hours. But because of what you share and the way you share it, people are staying engaged. And that to me is the power of this training that we've got on offer. I've had the experience of working with you for months and months, Garrett, and so it's again easy for me to share and say, look, I've trained with this guy. This is an amazing opportunity for you to get some stellar training at a fraction of what it's worth. And yes, that's a certain type of person that's going to want the training. Some people don't. Some people just want a cheap phone, and some people don't even want to make money out of it. They just want a business. those weren't the people that I was targeting. If they come find me, I'm not going to turn them away and say, no, I'm not going to, you know, introduce you to SolarBay. But they're not part of my core team. I'm working with people that are really engaged and want to go for this. And so, yeah, it's been quite a journey. But I do have to say to everyone, you do need to talk a lot on the phone. We were all on a webinar this morning, and every one of us agreed that it's the conversations, the real, either face-to-face or phone conversations is where it really happens. Your tone of voice, everything that exudes from you energetically, it's hard to convey in an email, especially when less than 10% of the people are going to open those emails anyway. So, you know, it's just an ongoing journey. But thank you, Garrett, for clarifying so many things again. And I realized a lot of what I was doing without realizing I was actually doing it. You've helped me kind of step by step see some of the things that I've been doing intuitively, and how I've got some beautiful, amazing people that are so thrilled about this and see this as an investment in their business and in their lives and in their whole journey on this planet right now. It just feels very exciting. So thank you.
You're welcome. What a rock star. What a share. Thank you so much. One thing with what Rachel said is that part of the gift is this, which is for me. See, you are brilliant. Each one of you are brilliant. Like I want you to understand this. Like you are so much more powerful, so much more inspiring, so much more beautiful, so much more liberating. You are a leader, a coach, a divine creator than you actually give yourself permission to be. And it's interesting because, see, when you look at what you can see and what you can't see, this process that I'm giving you here as a process to build your list, step one. Step two, to engage consciously and strategically your list, step two. Then to lovingly, as Rachel said, lovingly, and I love it. I wrote her words down. I'm a quoter, and at events I speak, I said, love them enough to risk going all in. Love them enough to risk. Isn't that the truth? I mean, isn't that the truth about all relationships? Love the relationship that you're in enough to risk. It was the hardest thing in the world for me to be vulnerable in my marriage. So hard for me to be transparent as a businessman, to be in a place in which I put all of my dirty laundry and my clean laundry, I put everything out. And I said, listen, here's what you got. It was hard for me to risk being emotionally vulnerable with my wife because of just the patterns in our marriage. It was hard for me to deal with my emotional conversion to direct sales. And yet there were people who loved me enough, Stacey Wallace being one of them, to continue to pound on me until I was converted, not because she continued to persistently annoy me, but she loved me enough to risk constant follow-up from different angles with me. She loved me enough to risk, to go all in. And now, in the place I'm in, with her, and you are now here because I made that choice, my question is, well, who's on the line behind you if you don't love them enough to go all in? Who's the person 5 persons from now who's missing this training tonight because you haven't been willing to build your list, to engage your list, and to love them enough, to risk enough to follow up with them? Not badgering them, but assisting them to what? To see. See, the one thing that Rachel said is that because she's adding so much value based upon love, there is no deficit in that relationship. So when she comes back to it, guess what? There's still value. So if it's a no today, she didn't burn the relationship with screw you, can't play right now, see you later. And that is another reason why the industry has been so bad. Is because we only see people's dollar signs. My wife says it's this dollar sign victim energy. People don't see people as people. What they see people as is dollar signs. And the minute that dollar sign potential moves away, they're not friends anymore. They don't care about you anymore. And the caring was hollow. So what are your action items? as we conclude tonight. Number one, build your list. Don't let another day go by without watching the training and building your list. Number two, engage your list in the next 24 hours. Engage your list. This means inviting them to a conversation with you, and from that conversation, finding your opening in which you can create value for them and exchange that value by inviting them to go to paid-to-play revolution.com. And here's the deal. The game you get to sell in this one when you're conversing is you and your passion and your vision. You can align that with mine and Ryan Wirch's and Stacey Wallace's and the person in the Council of Coaches or Rogue Warriors who came and brought you into the game. But guess what? In the end, the person's going to come play because of what you said in the beginning, because of your energy, your passion. Third, love them enough to follow up with them. Now, you've got some incentives to do that because by September 10th, the deal is off. And what I mean by that is that the individuals who are getting the discount, it won't happen anymore. Now, some people, $100 is not a lot. I'll tell you right now, there are some people who've enrolled directly with me in Rogue Warriors. That $100 made the difference between being able to play or not. There are some individuals I know in the network I've had conversations with where when we use the IME number workaround, guess what? It assisted them to come play in a way in which they could not. So also, don't limit yourself based on it. We've got a game that goes for roughly a week. We've got till the 10th of September. Here is the challenge. I'm going to post a game tomorrow with a video with a challenge for the tribe. A challenge for the number of people that come into the game from our team. And with that, a reward based upon results of bonus and extra training to come in and hardcore transformational breakthrough work with us in a live event, as well as opportunities to get even a higher, deeper customization of stuff helping you online, etc. with your marketing. We're going to create some standards for this. We're going to roll it out as a game to the whole team. And we'll see how you play. But guess what, my friend? Step number one, build your list. Step number two, engage your list. Step number three, follow up with your list. And step number four is what? To get them in the game. Get them in the game. Get them in the game. Thank you so much for being here in tonight's training. You know, I want to just express my gratitude and appreciation for you. And I realize these are long trainings. I'm the only person in the freaking world I know that can maintain a loss of 2 people since we started. 2 people. We are 2 numbers down, 2 people down from what we started. Got hundreds of people on our teleseminar and our webinar, and we are 2 people down in 2 hours. Do you know why? 2 reasons. Number one, because the kind of training you get here is transfer value is unmeasurable. I'm going to take you to places, and we're going to take you to places as a tribe, as a council of coaches that you've never been before. So there's an energy around our training that's different. There's something about it that I want you to consider comes from a divine place, that comes from a divine source, that is leading you and guiding you, that will continue to burn within your soul even after what? After I leave and after we leave this conversation. And we're going to end with a message tonight because I really, really believe, and I'm going to have Travis Fisher come in a second and share this message with a spiritual message because, yes, I believe what we are doing is spiritual. Now, I don't care what religion you are part of. It doesn't matter to me how or who God is for you. But the one thing you get to know about being here in Team Paid to Play is that we absolutely understand, honor, and respect the spiritual path of all those who come play. Regardless of what it's called, whether it's Christianity, Buddhism, Hinduism, whether you are someone who is merely experiencing life and you have no label with religion, that's fine. However you experience it, every week I'm going to give you an opportunity to experience at the end of these calls a message that has the power to instill and to root deep within you the messages we've talked about today. Because, see, without this unseen force, the practical nature of doing what I did on Facebook, this becomes very difficult because the fear is so intense. See, you don't feel fear the same way when you're connected to Source. Source in some way liberates us from that fear. And as Marianne Williamson says, that when we are liberated from our fears, we unconsciously liberate those around us. We don't even have to try, because of the energy and the vibration of power that comes through us. So to wrap up our call tonight, I'm going to give you your marching orders, and then I'm going to end with a message, and I'm going to bring Travis here in a second in to kind of share that with us. Build your list. Engage your list. Follow up with your list and get them in the game. Build your list. Engage your list. Follow up with your list and get them in the game. Build your list. Engage your list. Follow up with your list and get them in the game. Build your list. Engage your list. Follow up with your list and get them in the game. So that being said, let me bring Travis in to take us home tonight. And Travis, are you there, my brother?
I am here.
I love it. So Travis, will contact Travis. Travis is a student of mine, friend of mine, mentor of mine. He is part of the Council of Coaches and the Transformation Tribe. Here, the foundational group that was launched here with Team Paid to Play. Travis runs higher ground retreats and adventures, helping individuals build a deeper and more powerfully profound relationship with Jesus Christ in their life. A very profound and spiritual man who has led in our masterminds for a year and a half now and just done an amazing job. Travis, take it home for us tonight, buddy, and take a few minutes to share the message with our group that you prepared.
Thank you, brother. Over the last couple of weeks, we've heard many mentions of personal power. We've also addressed the doubts and fears that hold us back in building a movement, either slowing momentum or bringing us to a screeching halt. So I'd like to shed some light on this topic. Our personal power will flounder if we don't comprehend where our power is coming from. If we don't each understand and embrace that the true power in us, that the true power running through our veins is coming directly from our Creator, then we will continue to flounder. And we won't thrive and flourish as the beautiful being we are created to be. Why? Because we're trying to do everything under our own power, which is finite and inexhaustible. What makes your heart beat? The powerful muscle called the heart that is pumping blood through your veins. What makes your brain function? The 15 to 33 billion neurons in your mind. What allows you to walk and run? The muscles surrounding the bones. Who created all of that? An intelligent life source. So can we function without the life-giving power of the Almighty God? Sure, if we want to function at the level of just getting by. But if we want to flourish and be powerful children of God, then the answer is no. We can't survive without the life-giving elements from the source. If we take a quick look at classical physics, Isaac Newton's first law of motion effectively says, a body at rest tends to stay at rest. A body in motion tends to stay in motion. As I told a friend a week ago, I said, you have a choice. Do you want to go back to jail and spend more time with the inmates? Or do you want to spend time with people that are pouring into you to lift you up, to shower you with compassion, and to love you deeply? I asked him that because he was literally in jail just a few days before that. If he's a body at rest, chances are he'll go back to jail. That's a place where those kind of people don't care if you live or die. Those that may even try to kill you with words or through actions. To get a different result, he needs to be a body in motion. We need to make intentional changes to our habits and lifestyle to get different results. There are times when I personally get so frustrated with what's going on around me. I get conformed to the patterns of this world. Sometimes I don't realize it till it's too late, and I've already pissed someone off or hurt their feelings because I got impatient. If I let the frustration, anger, or bitterness overtake my actions, then I am letting the world and the enemy get the best of me. The enemy? That can be in the form of many things. Pride or ego, impatience, selfishness, or even Satan. Romans 12:2 says, do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, His good, pleasing, and perfect will. So the key to sustaining personal power is take some intentional time to read God's Word, to submit your prayer requests to Him, to meditate, and to listen for guidance from the Holy Spirit. From God comes a hope and peace that transcends all understanding. From there, we need to operate from the strengths God gave us. Let's look at a passage. Romans 12, which I referred to just a minute ago. It says, "Therefore, I urge you, brothers and sisters, in view of God's mercy, to offer your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and pleasing to God. This is your true and proper worship. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will. For by the grace given me, I say to every one of you, do not think of yourself more highly than you ought, but rather think of yourself with sober judgment, in accordance with the faith God has distributed to each of you. For just as each of us has one body with many members, and these members do not all have the same function, so in Christ we, though many, form one body, and each member belongs to all the others. We have different gifts according to the grace given to each of us. If your gift is prophesying, then prophesy in accordance with your faith. If it is serving, then serve. If it is teaching, then teach. If it is to encourage, then give encouragement. If it is giving, then give generously. If it is to lead, do it diligently. If it is to show mercy, do it cheerfully." Did you hear truth in that? If so, beautiful. Or was it hard for you to listen to? If it was hard for you to listen to, I challenge you to ask why you're resistant to the Bible. It's white paper with black printed text, which is bound, just like many other books that we don't think twice about picking up. What is it about the Bible that causes us to not really read it, or only read it and not really study it? Might it be the red words that are printed in many Bibles, those words that Jesus spoke? Might it be that it says, God said, or Jesus said? Might that resistance to the Word of God be tied to your resistance to receive money, or your resistance to receive gifts of many kinds? The Bible says every good and perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of the heavenly lights, who does not change like shifting shadows. What might be the blessing blockers in your life? Many of us change like shifting shadows. So whatever it is for you, I hope and pray that you will seek the spirit of wisdom and revelation, the Spirit of God, to shed light on that answer. If it's not resistance to the Bible, it may be that you feel convicted by the Word of God. That's not a bad thing. Often it will get you and get me moving in the right direction. In conclusion, I encourage you, don't try to separate the secular from the spiritual. Don't try to separate the natural from the supernatural. It is all one. Pursue communion with all of it. That doesn't mean to become one with evil, but follow Jesus' lead to have communion with all, sinners and saints alike, punks and studs, dorky people and cool people. In truth and love, I encourage you to go out and do the work God has for you. Go live your soul purpose.
What a profound way to end our call, Travis. Thank you so much for sharing your gifts here. One of the things that I want to share with all of you as we wrap. You are free to be you in this tribe. Doesn't matter what your path is. Doesn't matter how you read it or what book you get it from. One thing we do know, though, is that your power comes from a source that comes through you. And that source itself, we will honor that source and its version through each person who shares and gets a chance to share in this group, just as Travis did. My friends, welcome to Team Paid to Play, in partnership with my brother, Ryan Wirtz, and the company Solivay. I'm welcoming you home and telling you as we wrap today the power in today's life, that access to the source that Travis speaks of, the God of your understanding and abilities to do things you've never done before, comes through the simple formula of authenticity. Be real with your life. Get raw and vulnerable. Take a risk and love enough that you would risk, as Travis has tonight, in sharing with himself and with you, hundreds of people in our team, and the thousands that will listen to this recording down the road, his truth and those who have shared theirs. And the last one is to keep it relevant. What does all of this have to do? At the end of the day, you are here to make money, to bring liberty and freedom to your life here in Team Paid to Play. Your 4 simple marching orders: build your list. Number 2, engage your list. Number 3, follow up with your list. And number 4, enroll them in the game. And our game that we're playing in the short term is till September.